don't want to be bossy, but
You know, you get away with it because you treat me right.
well, I won't complain about that. So I guess I'll continue to be bossy.
Sometimes them fast starts end up fizzling. So I'm just trying to be very, optimistic, but at the same time, I'm like, man, sometimes it just gets off to such a great start. I'm not saying that it's too good to be true. I'm just saying that sometimes the fast, quick starts, because again, y'all said it was day 3. Okay. So day 3 and we're having magic and it's bae and baby and I get it. We've been intimate. So it's all of that. We pet naming, we doing all of that. Got it. So when y'all get back to the crib though, and really have to figure this out, so then what? Because I did kind of feel a way about the conversation where, so she poses a question about where they would like to live. But her motivation the entire time was to get her way. And so if we're going to talk about Chris and his mind games, we're going to have to throw Brianna in this little piece here too, because I was like, sis, I see you. I see what you're trying to do. And then you're going to put it all in the oh, sis, I see what you do. And that's why that man going to give you what you want. You putting that whip appeal on him. And then, so do you want to live like in a house or like, do you want to live in a high rise? Well, what if I want to live in a high rise? I was just like, okay, Brianna, like, why are we even setting this up like it's a question when you're really trying to give this man a directive? I see you, sis, I see you. You ain't fooling me. You fooling bae. So we'll see.
I'm hearing you, Sinead. Who wants to step up to the plate next? Oh, Veronica, you've unmuted. Go for it.
Your buck.
What if I want to move into a high rise?
I said the same thing. I said, this is a directive. This is not a question. This is not, hey, let's figure out where we're going to live. It was more so, I'm telling you what we're doing, and you're going to be okay with that. And I don't, this is not the first time she's done it, y'all. She did it before when it came to the whole phone number exchange. I think she treats him like, she mothers him. Like, I almost see, like, we're doing what I say, and that's on point blank and period. And so I think that we have to be careful, because I think for some reason her bossiness that she claims that she has can take away the feeling of him feeling like a man or leading properly, because it is no longer about, hey, let's make a decision together, or hey, let's discuss this. It's about, I'm telling you what to do. And for most guys, you are taking away a part of them. They are leaders, they are heads. So when you take that away, how is that relationship really going to work? Because I'm not saying be lesser than him, but you're on the same plane. You guys are partners. You guys are a team. You cannot make a decision based on how you feel and leave his feelings out of it just because you could put it on him good. It don't work like that, sis. And I think that she has to check that if she wants this to work.
You know, you get away with it because you treat me right.
Well, I won't complain about that. So I guess I'll continue to be bossy.
Yeah, Maria, you've unmuted. Go for it.
Yeah, I agree with Veronica. I think also that Vincent, even though he's being nice about it now, I don't think he's the type
That's my
likes
issue.
it. And I don't think he's the type that's going to go for that in the long run. Because remember when, before he got married, his friends was talking to him. One of his friends asked him, so what would you do if they want everything a certain way and they not going to bend and da-da-da-da? I feel like his friend asked him that because he knew Vincent was not the type to just go for anything, or be bossed around in a sense. And so even when, she did the whole mind game about what if I want to live in a high rise, he kind of like did a double take and was like, that's that, bossiness. He
He
addressed
actually said
it.
it. He actually said it
Yeah,
as in a joke form, but he meant it.
exactly. Like he definitely does not like it.
Yep.
And I think, he's going to have to come up out his shell and just put her in check. And I mean, in a nice way, obviously, but I think, someone like Brianna needs someone to kind of like be that way with her a little bit. Cause I think she'll tone it down because she likes him, and she's so attracted to him. She might tone it down, but he needs to nip it in the bud at some point. But I mean, I don't want it to be like a power dynamic struggle or whatever. But he needs to either tone it down or he's gonna try to tone it down for her because I don't think he can last for too much longer than that.
Go for it, Ken.
Okay, a second couple. Yes. All right. I have notes.
Oh, snap. Sorry.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Sorry.
All right. So Vincent and Bree on the surface seem great. They seem cool. They seem easygoing.
Like, we have a lot of fun together. I would rather like spend time with you and build with you than go out and like entertain other people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm not going.
They seem like what we also Woody and Amani be, and we're just like we were all holding our breaths with Woody and Amani because it just seemed so too good to be true. But we like continue following them. For those who follow them on YouTube, we just like see glimpses of them, and they really are that way. Like Amani is really that sweet person whose sweetness just pulls Woody up to higher and better. Like she doesn't tell Woody who to be. She kind of inspires him to be better and higher. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Now, Bree could take a page from that book because Bree instead wants to tell him how to be better and higher. Now, we're in the honeymoon stage. This is where Bree is right now. We're in the honeymoon stage, and Bree is like, you know how she said she wanted a presence in her life? She's grateful and she's glad that she has a presence that she feels like she can tolerate. So it's like, I have a presence. That's where we're at right now. She hasn't realized that presence could potentially be like cumbersome. Like she has to go around that presence to get to like the bed, to the other side of the bed. She hasn't realized that she has to go around that presence to like get the condo that she wants. She hasn't realized that she has to go around that presence. So like the bigger other things that she wanted, she's just check. I have that presence in my life. And where Vincent, like that dynamic could become toxic if Bree, the way she is right now, she still has to evolve a little bit, but the way she is right now, if Bree doesn't see something in Vincent that she respects, it's gonna go downhill really quickly.
Yep.
And it does.
You get away with it because like you treat me right. So.
Well, I won't complain about that. So I guess I'll continue to be bossy.
It doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be anything tangible. She could respect his way of like dealing with people, his emotional intelligence. She could respect the way he's just able to just handle her, where in the sense of like he has boundaries, but he's a good communicator. She could respect the way he brings money to the table. She could respect whatever. But right now, Bree is too grateful for his presence to realize she hasn't really found what it is about him that she respects. So that's why she will tell him, what about that condo? That's why she will tell him, like, I'm not saying ask because she's actually telling him. That's why she will tell him all these things. And Vincent doesn't recognize that those are the moments where you need to give her something to respect. Give her some boundaries.
A good 2 years.
What if it were more like 3 years?
3 years. I mean, that's fine too.
Okay. I definitely.
And if you give it to her, then she'll be like, oh, because she's learning up. She's like it's like a 2-year-old. They have the terrible twos because they don't know where their arms and legs are going. They don't know what their boundaries are. So they're just knocking stuff out. They're throwing tantrums. And that's where you actually have to start setting the boundaries and keep it consistent. Now, Vincent is so willing, like he wants you to work.
He's a pleaser.
He's a pleaser that he doesn't realize that it's in those moments actually that you're supposed to, like, if you have something that is different from what
say something.
Say something. Like, say it now. That's for the room part where they're talking about the whatever. And then we go to the beach. And once again, it's so sweet. It's giving me a cavity. It is so sweet. Amazing. But Vincent is full of nothing. I'm hoping it's editing that conversation. He was like, we're not just a match made or whatever. We're a match made in heaven.
And I believe that with hard work, there's no doubt in my mind we'll still be strong. Yeah. We'll go years and years, like, and have a great life. That's how really happens.
And he just starts giving those empty, corny like lines. And you see Bree just eating it all up. Either she's pretending she's eating it all up, or she's just like, this sucker don't know what he signed up for. or she's really eating it all up, and like this is worrying. The reason why I bring it up is because once again, these people have only known each other for 3 days, and they are speaking to each other, and they're opening themselves up emotionally, and they're doing all this stuff. There is no vetting involved. They are really trusting what the producers who have commercial dollars on the line have their best interests at heart. There is no vetting, and so seeing them on the surface like that just seems so sweet, but also in reality, it's like you guys need to be you need to pump your brakes a little bit, bit. So that's the only thing I said. But on the surface, they seem really sweet.
We got to definitely know each other a little bit more.
Vincent and I took our marriage to the next level last night.
But I'm holding my breath. I'm holding my breath, to be very honest.
Danielle, what you thinking? Cheers, Kenny.
I agree with everything that was said. I think their issues are things. I think there's no deal breakers here. I think everything can be worked out. I think it's regular marital issues that you would have when two people come together, and because everyone, even if you're similar, you come with your own set of issues that you come into the marriage with, and marriage is already built. It's a built-in tension already because you have two imperfect people coming together, so that's already a built-in tension anyway. So even if you are both mature or you both, you're just going to have to learn how to communicate. And I think if they can weather through communicating I do agree, he's going to have to say, when she said she was testing, not knowingly, that's just what she does. I don't think she's sitting there going, yeah, I'm going to hit him with this. I think that's just who she is. That's how she communicates. Because remember, her best friend said, well, you do know you bossy, like bossy.
But bossy. Basically, you're getting a loving boss.
I have realized I'm a little bossy.
Like really, like when the friend was telling her, I think she's just accustomed to being that way, and she may be spoiled. So she's used to speaking that way.
Yeah.
And when she said, well, what if I, want a high rise? He
Bang for your buck.
What if I want to move into a high rise?
could have been like, that would be fine. We would just have a conversation about it. So now showing her like, hey, I'm willing to do a high rise. I don't care because it's not a deal breaker for me. I have a preference for this, but I also can go this way. But it's not just this, oh, well, if that's what you want, that's what we're going to do. No, that's okay if you want that. We'll have a conversation on which one we're going to do. So then that helps her see like there is a boundary in place. You do have to set boundaries because you don't just out and outright agree. Because he already pleaded why he wants, I'm in a townhouse because, a high rise is kind of wasted space and a townhouse gives you more bang for your buck.
Yep.
And that's when she jumped in instead of going, well, I kind of like high rises. For whatever she likes it, she did it counterintuitive, like, well, what if I want opposite of what you just said? Then what? So now it's like like I'm jumping in, now what? And so he has to probably learn how to get around answering that and really be setting boundaries, like Kenny said, because it will become problematic. But I think overall, everything that's different about them are all of the flags that we see, the red, the green, and the blue. All of the flag, I think they can be worked through. If they get the guidance, I think they can work it out. We're not talking about the others. Some of the couples are like, I don't know about that. But I think they can work through this. I'm hoping for Woody and Imani. I like them.
I hope so too.
I think it's the only couple I really am like, okay, I can see why y'all kind of got matched